Welcome everyone. This is going to be a short tutorial on for loops for JavaScript. It's going to be a quick video, so let's jump right in. First of all, I want to let you know that there are 5 types of loops. You can have a for loop, a while loop, a do while loop, a for in loop, and a for of loop. In this video, we're just going to be talking about a for loop, and I'm going to give you 3 examples. The first one is going to be pretty simple. In the first example, we have 2 lines here. So we're going to cover the first line here. We're going to break it down into 3 parts. So the first one we're going to set is an expression, and this is where you want the loop to start. So for example, I've set var I, which basically is pretty standard for var, set a variable, index is I. And generally, you'll start at 0. You could start at any number, but mostly you start at 0 because we are in binary. Then your next statement after a semicolon, which means you break out of that condition and you go to the next, is where the loop should end. So first start, next end. And this could be an operator, I, so that's your index variable. Then we want an operator. This could be less than, greater than, equal to, less than or equal to. And so what I've set here is less than or equal to 6. So we want it to stop at 6. Or we'll break that with the semicolon. And then the third part we want to do is increment expression loops that goes up or down. So what we can do is increment 1 by 1 up, or we can decrement 1 by 1. So in this example, I've incremented I, which is variable index, by 1. So plus plus is how you represent that. Essentially what you do in the first line. In the second line, all we're doing here is console.log, and we're showing the value of I, index variable. What it should tell us is it should count down from 0 all the way up to 6. So what we'll do is we'll go into our terminal here. I'm in VS Code, and you can get there by hitting Command tilde, and then go to your directory and run it using node and then the name of your file. And here we go. So it's listed out 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The alternative is you could just console.log 0. You could do something like this, console.log 0, and then you could copy paste that line 6 times, and then you could change it. You get the point. And we'll do it here, and you can see it's basically we're doing the same thing. So a for loop will allow you to repeat many iterations in one line. Let's go on to the second example. This one here, I have the same notes up here, so it uses the same structure. We're just going to do this with an array. What we're doing here is we're creating a variable, myArray, and we're leaving it blank. And then we're using the same for loop here, and we're going to set var, the index, equal to 0, and we're going to again iterate I is less than or equal to 6, and we're going to add 1. This time, however, I'm going to add one more line, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take myArray, and I'm going to push, which adds a number, and then we're going to console.log, and we're going to output myArray. So if we do the second example, what you'll see is the first time it outputs single digit. The next for loop, it outputs the second plus 1, and then it adds, it or appends. You could think of it as appending. Then it's taking the next one and it's appending the next number, the next iteration, and so on until you get all the way up to 6. So the push is another one. You can take your array and you can add one to it. Let's go to the third example. Same structure here, so I've added the notes here. In this example, we're going to take a list, and we're going to output the contents of that list. So what I have here is var. I'm going to set var languages as the variable, and I'm going to give it the list of JavaScript, Python, and Golang. Okay, so similar here for var I equals 0. We're going to do I is less than 3. Now remember, we are in binary, so this is going to be 0, this is going to be 1, and this is going to be 2. So this should output everything. I is less than 3. And then we're going to iterate I plus plus. That means we're going to go through the list, so we're going to go this one, then this one, then this one. And then we're going to output that console.log so we can see it. We're going to display the variable list of languages, and we're going to add I. So basically we're going to display the list of languages, and we're going to, whatever the value of I is, so I is calculated in this line, we're going to show it in the console.log. All right, so let's go ahead and run that one. As you can see, we have all 3 variables, JavaScript, Python, and Golang. So one more thing to add, let's say that we want to add one more language. We'll do a language R for data science for fun. Now, I have not changed this one, so let's see what happens. It's still not going to display it because we have not changed this variable. So if we bump this up to 4 and run it again, it will now show our last language. That's going to do it for this video. Thank you for watching. Let me know if you have any questions below, and if you have any comments or tips. I'd love to hear your feedback, and I'll see you in the next video. So long.